After hours of playing, studying, and watching R6, I put together the most unique tip for every attacker in CJX. Trust me, I'm putting y'all on. Now, I've dedicated much more time into this video than I imagined, so for the first time ever, I'm aiming for 100 likes. You're gonna get more out of this video than I ever will. So, I think 50 likes is a fair trade-off. Hey, let me put your squad on. Send this to them after you watch it. Now I'm so excited to put you on, so let's get right into it. Starting off, we got Amaru. Don't play her. Please, don't play her. But on the slight chance that you are gonna play her, just wait a few seconds before you push into sight. You know, like when they're hard breaching or something like that, you know, just to cover up the noise. Do you want to know how to use Dokkaebi's ability faster? Here's a side-by-side comparison. On the left is the normal amount of time it takes to call, and then on the right is the faster version. It saves about 2 seconds, which isn't much, but knowing this information now, why wouldn't you do it? Notice when Dokkaebi takes her thumb off the button, the animation stops. All you gotta do is let go of your ability button. Now Rauora, one of my favorite attackers to use. If you run Thermite with her, you can place the Thermite charges on the Rauoras. If there's a nearby wall next to the doorway, it'll blow. Even if there is wall denial, it'll get rid of that too. Here we're on Theme Park. If you place the Rauora on this door here, and then have a Thermite blow it up, it creates a cool looking angle into sight. You're not able to rotate in, but quick peeks. An underused way to use Grim is by playing Vert. Just shotgun a hole up into sight, and then start chucking your Grims in there. Anyone who's running around up there, they'll get hit, and then they'll have to move, and your teammates will be able to pick them off. Moving back to Thermite, we got a little double tech tip for you. You can place Thermites on the ground, and it'll make a perfectly vaultable rotate into sight. If you want to see this in action, go look at my other videos. We pull this off gracefully. What Thermite can also do is blow up multiple walls. For instance, on the trash exit, if you place the Thermite on the far right side of the hard breach, it'll blow the wall up going into office. Perfect rotate around sight. Moving on to Thatcher, you know, normally you gotta enter the building and then throw down your EMP to get rid of the wall denial. But if you stand out on the porch, you can just throw your EMP up against the wall, and then it'll deactivate everything on the opposite side of the hard breach. So now you can open up the hard breach without even entering the building. Thatcher has a pretty good range with his EMPs, so on other maps, this is definitely possible with other sites. If you spawn a construction site, you can come up to this air conditioner right here. By throwing an EMP on the ground, it'll disable everything that's on the hard breach right outside of barrels. If you didn't know, Nomad's air jabs are able to blow up from the opposite side of a soft wall. By just punching a hole in the wall, you're able to put the Nomad in between the wall. Now when an enemy runs by it, they'll get popped. Bang, 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 bang. So I'll be showing all the drone operators back to back to back. Starting off with Twitch, the biggest thing with her drone is she has infinite range. She also has infinite ammo. It does take a while for her ammo to recharge. Here on Clubhouse, there's a fire extinguisher, and by placing her thing up on that roof, we're able to pop it for when they're going for plant to cut off line of sight from stairs. You want to run Twitch when they play Goyo or Mira. Mostly. You'll want to play Brava when they have technical items like Maestros, Cap Cans, Malusis, Thorns, anything that you can hack that can give you the advantage. Twitch breaks things, Brava hacks things. I don't have it shown, but something you can do with Brava is hack the Wamais, and then if they go and throw a C4, the Wamai will pull the C4 in and it'll blow. I love playing Brava personally. She's so fun. This is something I never see in games, but you can try playing Flores on Vert. By punching a hole in the middle of a soft wall, you can drive the Flores up onto the wall, then jump up onto the hole, and then you can jump up onto the ceiling. Underrated, not something that I ever see, but it's possible. Now, I don't prefer IQ, but with her ability, you're able to locate bomb site, and you're able to find any gadget that's in the building. On top of that, if anyone is on their phones, you're able to see it, like Maestro, for instance. But I think the greatest thing about her is you're able to locate Vigil. Here's Vigil on the opposite side of this wall. That's what his symbol thing looks like. That's Vigil, so he can't hide from IQ. When combining Maverick with a shield, you can make a Mav hole. Then you can have the shield stand in front of the hole. Make sure you don't do it too far out, otherwise the shield will glitch out and people will still be able to shoot at you. But in just the right spot, neither you or the enemy is able to shoot through that hole. So now once someone's in the line of sight, have the shield move, bang, free kill. Ashe is a pretty basic operator, but when you shoot her Ashe charge in the top left corner of a doorway, you won't take any damage. And if you're rushing from a window, shoot the charge on the window before you start rappelling in. Gritty, one of the fattest operators in the game. you can put her track stingers on top of things. This will cause them to spread out a bit more. I love Gridlock so much. She's so fat. One of my fattest operators that I run. Actually, she's the fattest. Also, if you're going to be going for plant, make sure you're saving one of her track stingers for when you plant. This will just cover up the noise. I love her so much. She's so fat. Oh my god, she's so fat. One of Blitz's main goals is closing the distance with enemies. So what you can do is throw down a smoke in front of them just to close off that line of sight. Then you can finagle your way around, get up close to them, flash them, knock them, anything you got to do to kill them. Striker's probably the most basic operator you can get. His ability is running 2 secondary gadgets. So the best combos you can use is flashes and grenades. Just flash the opponent and then throw a grenade in there, and then they're cooked. Here we're on Shalette, we're pushing from basement. We're running EMPs and then hard breaches. We got 2 openings into sight that were both wall denied. Great way to hold many angles. Bang. Here we're on border. Let's say we're going for a plant. If you shoot his smoke up on this beam, you're able to see the enemy's entire body. But when they're sitting in the smoke, they can't see nothing. Please use this to your advantage. I cannot recommend this enough. It's probably one of the only benefits you get out of Capitao right now. I just really think he needs a rework, and I hope he does. In the current state of Siege, Nokk is one of the worst attackers in the game. But just so you know how her ability works, if you're walking at a steady pace, you know, you're not sprinting, you're just walking, she is unable to be seen on a camera completely. If you are running Nokk, make sure you don't shoot the cams out just to cover up your position. Her ability runs out at a faster pace when you're shooting and when you're running. Once you start running, the camera becomes pixelated for wherever Nokk is at. Now there are loads of ways to use Hibana, but this is how you open a hard breach all by yourself. Place 4 Kairos on the top and the bottom of the hard breach and let them go off. This will remove the hard breach. Next, place a soft breach on the wall. Now you're in, and if the right side is unreinforced, that'll open up as well. Next up, we got Ram, where you can get a pixel peek underneath her machine. By placing her Ram on a railing, you're able to look underneath and get a tiny little baby pixel peek on the enemy. They are unable to shoot you, by the way. It works.
Yeah, like I couldn't even see you. I didn't even know you were aiming at me.
Also, if there's a lot of barbed wire or shields, you can take a Ram and it'll plow right through all of it. With a recent nerf with Blackbeard, you're now able to tell more when he aims in. So what champs are starting to do is aiming at the ceiling and then pointing down and then shooting people in the head. They're doing this because it covers their head the entire time when they're aiming in. And then by the time they go to shoot at somebody, the opponent's dead. Here's another point of view. It's pretty difficult to do. With some practice, you can be a Blackbeard demon. With Buck being one of the most versatile operators in the game, there's many ways to play him. Just go up to 2nd floor and shotgun all the way down to basement. This is all what the opponents see. Try to make minimal holes on 2nd floor and then open up 1st floor as much as possible. But with your teammates pushing into sight, they're not going to be focused on you. I miss his hard breaches so much. Easy picks. If you're running Deimos and you have teammates, make sure to give them callouts for where the enemy is. On the far left corner, it shows an icon of who you're scanning. It also shows you what floor and room that they're in. So if you're running Deimos, make sure to give teammates callouts of where they're at. If you're new to the game and you're trying to learn locations, you can run Deimos, so you can have extra locations on your screen to name off to your teammates. Now recently Jackal was updated. He used to have 3 scans and he had a few pings that went off for that scan. The red footsteps were more recent and then the green footsteps are vice versa. When you go and scan a footstep, it resets all of the footsteps and then you have 1 ping to move off of to try and track down the enemy. So luckily now you have 5 scans instead. With Siege X being released, Sledge is now a direct counter against Clash. If you bring EMPs, you can disable her shield, run up to her, and then you can break her shield. Now Clash is basically useless. When you use Finka's ability, your entire team's heart rate goes faster, their breathing goes faster, and stuff like that. So, if they're playing a smoke, don't play Finka. This is a side-by-side comparison of Finka using her ability in a smoke compared to without. Don't run Finka if they're playing smoke. Now, I can't say much because Zofia is my least played operator for attacking, but Zofia has 2 concussion mines and 2 impacts. Her concussion mines are proximity based. If you're looking to take a room but you think an enemy is in there, just chuck one of your concussion mines in there. If there is someone around that corner, it'll blow up right away. If not, it'll do this in the gameplay. Did you know with Fuze, you're able to place his Fuze charges on Osas? You can do this on either side. You can prep them, you can blow them up. It does break the Osa though. But in a post-plant scenario, if you can get a Fuze off on the Osa, I recommend it. Free kills. In a continuation of Osa, if you bring Ace, you can place the Ace charges on the Osas. This will open up a very small entrance. You're not able to walk through it. But if there is wall denial and you don't have any EMPs, you can open up sight with this. To make the best rotate possible with Ace, you want to look at the third anchor up on the hard breach. It's hard to explain, but pretty self-explanatory. There's a bunch of different levels of anchors. So 1, 2, 3. Aim the Ace right there and you'll make the most viable rotate into sight. Start making this a habit just to give your teammates the best rotate possible. This is also perfect for shield plays. Now, a lot of people say that they know this with Ying, but it is very underutilized. Putting Yings on soft walls and floors is something I never see in games. All you gotta do is walk up to wherever you want it to be placed. The 3 dots in the middle will go together. Once this happens, the Ying will automatically be placed wherever you're trying to put it. So hopefully I start seeing some more vert plays with Ying. That'd be cool. Just to add a difference into gameplay. If you're trying to get a quick plant off, you want to run Monty. His shield is so big, you can corner plant, and he'll be almost completely covered. On top of this, having smokes down and teammates covering your back, basically a free plant. I wouldn't recommend running Monty in a solo queue, just because he needs teammates to help him out. But if you have teammates and they're able to cover you, make sure when you're fighting people, you're unextending and extending constantly. This will confuse the enemy, and you'll be able to close the gap. Also, if you're playing with people, make sure you yellow ping for them. You're basically like a walking cam.
Tell them though the one thing they got to be careful for is this shit because.
Now, I'm going to say I'm one of the best Lion players in the game. Why? Because I know when to use his ability. Timing is key. Getting them red pings off as your teammates are pushing into sight or going for a plant. His ability is great and it works all the time for me. Now, let's say someone's sitting in this room here. You can chuck a grenade in, have it bounce off the side right onto the enemy, making it impossible for them not to get scanned. Now you just play off this scan. You can hold an angle on the door. You can adjust, refrag, anything you got to do. But if you're running Lion, don't use your Lion scan the second you load in. If you think of the game as like a story, Lion is like a bookmark in the story. When you do a scan and people move, this gives up positions. This makes your team be able to push in. Siege is like chess. It's also like a book. And it also makes me wish I never played in the first place. Now, I don't run Iana anymore because they took her grenades away. Back when she had grenades, oh my god, she was so good. Something that I used to do with her decoy. You run her decoy in, you check out sight, you know, you see what you're looking at, what you're going up against. You come off of it, bam, you take the room. Okay, cool, you're slowly pushing up. I know there's a guy around this corner. So what I'm gonna do, take the decoy, I'm going to run it in. He's going to shoot at it. Now I'm just going to wait for the decoy to reload and where I can use it again. And I'm going to bait him out with a fake decoy. So I'm going to start the decoy, but then I'm going to cancel it. So he hears the decoy noise, but in reality it's me. So I run in and I shoot him. Why? Because I'm Diamond 1. Actually, I'm not. I wish I was. Sens needs a buff, like really badly. This guy's not good, and he's gay. So that does not help his case. But something you can do with his ability, on Oregon, you can throw the Sens on the ground and then stand on the stairs, and at the way bottom, you're able to get a little view underneath it. The enemy, as you can see, is unable to see you no matter what. There's nothing they can do about it except not peek you. But if they peek you, you're killing them. Other than that, Sens sucks, so don't use this guy.
But yeah, like I couldn't see you at all.
Zero by himself can open up main breach. Place a zero somewhere that goes into sight, and then you can break the wall denial. You go up, bam, you place that hard breach. In and out. Using Callie's explosive lances, you're actually able to break gadgets. Here I'm popping Maestros. The explosive radius is pretty decent, so if you don't hit directly on the gadget, should break it. Callie one-shots all barricades, and is a direct counter against Mira. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy this. This took way longer than I'd expected it to, but that's fine. Turned out great, I think. So, if you want to see more, look at my channel. I'm a very small channel, and I get no views, so you should help me out. That'd be great. Thank you.
Change the world.